Hello, greetings. I'm Marina Orms of Astrology Heals at astrologyheals.com. And I wanted to talk to you today a little bit about the upcoming Mercury retrograde. So Mercury retrograde is one of those buzzwords that's been getting a little more press, getting astrology a little more noticed. It's one of the things that people might know, one of the only things people might know about astrology. And so what is it? Well, we have, as you might have noticed in this solar system that we live in, a situation where we are one of many planets that are orbiting the sun. And so astrology evolved in a time when we didn't know that the planets were orbiting the sun, because from our perspective here on Earth, we see them moving around what we call the zodiac, or the backdrop of fixed stars, which has itself changed over time. That's a whole nother topic, video for another day. But at any rate, so the planets are moving, and we see them from our perspective because we're one of the moving planets. So what it's like, it's been explained as, it's like if you're on a moving train and a train is on a track next to you, and you're both moving, but you're moving faster, and so it appears to you that the train next to you seems to be moving backward, because of your perspective. So it's the same thing with the planets. Even though they're not actually moving backward in their orbit, it appears to us, because we're on also a moving planet, that those planets are moving backward for a period of time until we get farther away from them, and we get this perspective again where they are moving forward through the zodiac once again. So the sun can never go retrograde because we're going around the sun, and so it always appears to be moving in one direction. But some of the planets that are going next to us, and the moon also cannot go retrograde because of its relationship to the Earth. But the other planets can appear to be retrograde. And so Mercury, as it so happens, tends to go retrograde a few times each year. And so it's more common, and that's why it's a little bit more in our consciousness. Mercury is the planet of communication and thinking and thought processes, everyday problem solving. And so what happens is the energy of this entity that we call Mercury as a planet, but also Mercury as an astrological archetype. The energy of Mercury, which is about communication, is moving forward, and then it slows down from our perspective, and it appears to move backward through the zodiac. So that when that planet of communication is moving backwards, it's reviewing territory that it has already covered. So how we experience that is that it's a time for us to go back, to review, to reflect, to go back over what it is we've already thought through or solved or communicated. And so it's a reminder that even though you might have done this, or you might have communicated, or you might have written it down, or you might have made a decision, it's important to go back and look at that decision or that communication and make sure that what you said was what was heard, or that what you recorded on your computer got backed up, or something along those lines. So it has to do with this review of territory we've already covered. And unfortunately, in our modern world, we have this expectation of life always moving forward. And so we're not as comfortable, shall we say, with that experience of going back over something that we have already covered or made decisions on. So Mercury retrograde is forcing us to do that. It's not going to allow us to move forward. So it's saying, okay, if you're going to insist on moving forward, guess what? You're, something is broken into, or your computer backup fails, or something gets lost. So these are things are painful for us as human beings, but they're reminders that we actually do need to slow down during Mercury retrograde. We need to double check everything. We need to confirm that what we said or what we thought we said was what was heard. We need to make sure our reservations and our travel plans are confirmed, that everything is the way it should be. We need to back up our devices and our computers. We need to confirm with the people we're talking to that they heard what we thought we said. And then it's also a great time for us to go over our thinking processes, to review in our minds, and through journaling, through going back over something you've already worked on, to have that opportunity to review and think through it again and see what you might have missed or what maybe could be clearer. So that's Mercury retrograde in general. This particular Mercury retrograde, which it's actually in its shadow period now, meaning that we are going through the degrees that Mercury will be backing up through. So we're going forward through them now. Some things that are happening now are going to be reviewed when Mercury goes retrograde. And so on coming up this Sunday, the 16th of February, Mercury will station and slow down. It'll slow down and hover and then turn backward. So Mercury being in Pisces, and Pisces is a water sign. So Mercury in Pisces has a particular quality to it. It has this quality of being nebulous, so confusing, ungrounded at times possibly, but also in the flow. And so if you're having difficulty letting go of your attachments, this Mercury retrograde might help facilitate that process. So you can be proactive by deciding ahead of time that you're going to let go, you're going to be in the flow, you're going to pay attention to the intuition that you have, to higher wisdom that's speaking to you, to sensitivity or psychic energies that you might pick up on. That's how Mercury's communicating when Mercury is in Pisces. So it's a lack of control over the exact qualities of how communication is happening, how problem solving is happening, but at the same time, it's an opening to this, like if we're open to letting it go and letting things flow and trusting the flow, then we're going to be in alignment with what's going on and not need such huge wake-up calls. So Mercury will go retrograde in Pisces, mostly in Pisces. It does go back a couple of degrees into Aquarius, and then it will, which is an air sign, and then it's going to station direct around March 10th, I believe. So, so going direct again and coming back through once more, we're moving forward, but still through those same degrees that we've been reviewing. So still having Mercury in that shadow period, even as it goes direct. So while Mercury's retrograde, take care, double check, back things up, take care with your communication, take care with your decision making and your thought processes, to step back and take that extra time to get quiet and listen to what is coming through in the flow, and not just kind of go on autopilot, right? So this is a great time to pay attention to that. And thanks for watching. Check me out at astrologyheals.com. Got lots of more great videos there, and on my Astrology Heals Facebook page, and books I've written, and all kinds of great stuff. So check it out and enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.